Super Mario 3 coming at you with a truck full of vinyls worth of nostalgia. Now I'm sure each and every one of us can remember the good old days of jumping on those poor innocent animals and smashing Mario's big head onto concrete walls. But did you ever stop to think what Super Mario 3 could look like on a wall? Well, in today's video, let's take a little adventure together and see if we can take this Italian powerhouse of Nintendo and bring him in to the graffiti world. First thing we have to do was figure out what level of Super Mario 3 we would base this wall on. Now considering that Super Mario 3 has more levels than a homeless hippie tripping through various dimensions whilst on acid, it would be no easy task. When first thinking about this wall, I wanted to actually go for the final level, the epic boss fight where Bowser tries to turn Mario into a burns victim. Figuring that that level will only be remembered by the people who actually got to that stage, I didn't want to leave all of us out who couldn't even get past stage 1, level 1. And for this sole reason, we're actually going to paint level 1 itself. First thing we're going to concentrate on is the background and foreground features. Firstly, we're going to create this base which Mario runs along. This is going to give us a strong foundation to build upon. Now I know it's not as fancy as the checkerboard floor you see on the opening scene, but just allow it for now. Because we have to paint a solid straight line to set the stage, I'm running two pieces of tape next to each other, which lets me get a perfect solid line quickly. And from there I just fill it in with dark brown. And although I know this is not a speed run, it's always good to have a few tricks up your sleeve. Now it's time to start painting the big man himself. Being the main focal point of the wall, I was first unsure on how to approach it. Do I A, stick to a more original style of Mario, or B, make him more broad, strong, almost like a Russian empire? In the end, I just decided to scrap all of that and just draw something in my own style, as I figured that's the best way to create something completely unique that no one has ever replicated. The very first idea was to do Mario eating mushrooms, like he just spent a 20 in a dark alleyway. But then I figured that was just too obvious, and although my style was very dark, I could just see it now. Some poor little girl asking, "What is Mario doing?" as he munches away on the shrooms, and some poor unexpected dad having to beat his way and explain what is it Mario is exactly doing. And for that reason, I figured to have Mario just holding key items from the game. In fact, this is a design I drafted up at the beginning stages, but once again, maybe a little bit too aggressive for a game enjoyed by most families. But I will let you guys decide if this was the right decision to make. There is so many environmental objects to add in, it really made this piece a hell of a lot of fun to make. Deciding if I should add standard brick blocks, question mark blocks, or power-ups. Here I decided to go music blocks. You know the ones that when you jump on they poop out a star. Now that the rough foundations are in place, it's time to start adding some colour. The best way to build up this Super Mario 3 wall is to start with the furthest thing in the background, which happens to be the sky. Whilst creating the sky, I'm using 5 different shades of blue and creating an upwards fade. After that, I start to add what Fergie would say, some lovely lady lumps. And although I don't know exactly what to call these things, we're going to call them Mario's lovely lumps. As we move closer to the foreground, the next thing we will be concentrating on is the clouds. For this, I'm using straight white and creating these small oval shapes over and over and over again, till it completely frames the wall, sticking true to the original game. Next up is to start putting in the base tones. I really wanted to stay as true as possible to the game whilst adding my own flair, so for the clothing of Mario, we are sticking to the original colour palettes of red and blue. Now we can paint in the eyes. The key feature, that although he's not actually eating mushrooms, he sure as hell looks like he has been. The skin tones that I used for Super Mario made him look like he spent 2 weeks in the sun on a £3.50 holiday in Mallorca. But the more we started to play with the lighter and darker tones, as well as adding strong highlights, we managed to bring Mario back to its original form. And before you ask, no, these are not Diddy Kong ears, although I decided to do them extra big. Once Sunburnt Mario is in place, we are going to focus on the details of the clothing. Remember when we laid down that base red? Now it becomes super easier to layer the lighter and darker tones, creating various dimensions. In this way we end up with more of a 3D character instead of ending up with something that would look like Paper Mario. Now speaking of Paper Mario, if you guys are enjoying us creating the game wall, let us know what other games you'd like to see us create in the future by leaving a comment in the comment section down below. For his little dungarees, we do the exact same process. When I'm painting the character, I'm always looking to paint things in the background first, similar to the background we painted in itself. Now it took me quite a long time to figure out what items we have Mario holding, and at first I was thinking of him having a question box, smashing it in his hand, but I wanted items that connected specifically with Super Mario 3, so I ended up doing a mushroom in one hand and the infamous warp whistle in the other. I remember back in the day discovering that if you held down long enough on one of those little white blocks, it would actually put you behind the map, and when you go behind there you actually find your first warp whistle. And once I discovered that, I felt like a computer hacker. Oh, the good old days of self-discovery. With the blues from the sky combined with the blues in the dungarees, we were in danger of having this graffiti mural looking too cold. To add a bit of lightness and warmth to the piece, we are going to paint the letters in a sun-kissed orange, starting with the darker tones at the bottom of the letters, gradually transition to lighter tones to the top, like a beautiful sunset. And for those of you wondering, I put Super Mario in front of the letters, acting as more of a focal point. I wanted the whole piece to be connecting, while still having Mario in the forefront, acting as the main piece to this mural. Now we are just connecting a cannon pipe from the very top of the letter S, and then those creepy clouds with their little beady eyes that just keep on watching you kill those innocent animals. Here we go! Once all the major colours are set in place, it's now time to outline it all. When looking at Super Mario Bros. 3 compared to the older Mario games, you can really see how bold and fresh it was for its time. Doing this, I want to incorporate the boldness with heavy and thick lines around each letter and Mario himself. Now we finally got all the lines in place and the 3D filled in, we can now take a step back and examine where we want to fit the smaller details such as coins, items and leaves. As we draw close to an end, we need more of Mario's lovely lumps in the foreground, this time using a combination of different coloured greens until it resembles something like a Twister's ice cream. By doing so, this adds a complete new layer to the Super Mario 3 wall. And after a copious amount of paint and time, we can now reveal the Super Mario Bros. 3 Graffiti Mural.
Under the weeping willow, wait and have a babe. Won't you be my hero? Please come capture me. Under the weeping willow, wait and have a babe.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Super Mario Bros. 3 brought into the graffiti world in a SOTEP style. First, I need to thank each and every one of you for coming along on this journey with me today. It's been so much fun, and the end result has been incredible. This video would not be possible without the Patreon family, whose names are scrolling up the screen as we speak. These videos take so much time and resource, and without your help, it would not be possible. You truly are the backbone to this channel, and I'm truly grateful. On another note, all music from this video was created by BG Ollie. As you can tell, he's an incredible musician who plays a lot of the old school retro games on a banjo. I'm going to leave his channel link in my description, so make sure you go over there, say thank you and show your support. If anyone has any ideas on what games we should paint next, please leave it down in the comment section, and if it gets enough love, we will get it happening. Sending so much love and gratitude to you all. Keep creating, stay well, and peace.